We are live. We are live on IG, well, YouTube and IG. Hello. Welcome back to Talk Live. Yes, I did say we have a special guest here. And it's none other than my usual contributor, King Onan, is in studio tonight. I told you I'd bring somebody in for tonight's show. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to Talk Live. Tonight is going to be hot and juicy. We're going to have two voices here, so stay tuned. You can get some good stuff.
Yes, indeed, we're going to get some good stuff, and it is, again, sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and the Duntalk Fall-Winter line is out right now, and as you saw already on Duntalk, it is a fire line. So, again, more of that will be debuted tomorrow. We're going to have a host of about 3 shows this week. We have tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday, and then well, we're gonna see if we can have him back next time because he may have affairs elsewhere. So again, we'll see if we can keep him here and attached here to Talk Live. But we're gonna have a good show tonight. We're gonna have a really good show tonight. I'm wearing black tonight because both of my teams lost today, my Arsenal and also my Blue Jays. They lost tonight. They both lost today. So it's not exactly a very, very good day. But again, we're here on IG. We're on YouTube. We're here. Say hello to the people on YouTube there. There they are. We are back. We are live. And the mics are good. And everybody's hearing y'all. So again, we are back and we are talking to you live. So thank you very much for joining us. How was your week?
It's good. Good week. Lots of things going on. Lots of things going on in the world, man.
A lot of things going on.
A lot of things to talk about and discuss.
Indeed. We have the first black male Speaker of the House tonight.
Yeah.
We had him awarded today. It's the one good thing that Trudeau's actually done right within his tenure. He actually put a black man in an area of, well, I wouldn't say power.
The House of Commons.
He put it in the House of Commons. Well, he's just arguing. He's telling people to shut up when they told him to shut up. Black people can do that. We can tell people to shut up when we want them to shut up. Shut the hell up, and people listen for some reason.
All right, well, you
you shut up. We're going to shut you up. Shut up. Please shut up.
Time out.
Time out. Shut up.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, indeed. Indeed. Shut up. So, again, Talk Live is back live again tonight. And, and what's his name there? Peter something. Look up on your phone what's his name there, anyways.
I think it was Greg or something like that.
Greg or something? Greg Peter something?
Let me leave back here.
Some white girl lover's name, anyways.
Oh boy, you're cold, man.
It's some white girl lover's name. I tell you what, man, it's something that like it's like a 2 first name.
Greg Fergus.
There you go, Greg Fergus. There you go. See, two first names. White girls love 2 first names. I tell you what, man. What's his name? Peter Fergus?
Greg Fergus.
Greg Fergus. Greg Fergus. That's it. Listen, white girls love 2 first names. I kid you not. And there it is. So congratulations to him. I believe he went to he graduated from University of Ottawa and Carleton, and was an MP since 2015. So again,
his writing is Hull
Aylmer.
Hull Aylmer in that's the Ottawa region.
The Ottawa region. So yes, so he is bilingual. Yes, indeed. Black people can't speak French. Well, anyways,
what are you talking about?
Half the continent. Exactly. Half the continent speak French. Exactly. Shout out to all my Shout out to all my Senegalese, Mali, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Sierra Leone, all my French-speaking African brothers and sisters. Yeah, listen. Shout out to Peter Tessie, a man from Cameroon that I love dearly. Mm-hmm. He's out in Calgary and he's a council out there. Shout out to him. But yeah, so you got enough people speaking French out here. Don't understand. And my favorite footballer of all time, Thierry Henry.
Well, remember Method Man spoke it in that song, Ice Cream, Parlez-vous Français.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Bonbons and all that
good stuff. Exactly. You got bonbons and all that good stuff. All right. We got that right. But again, we are back here live on Talk Live. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We got off on the weekly start, and we're going to talk about the lady who thought she was beyond reproach. She thought that she was the pick of the litter. She thought that she could overcome all barriers to to wealth and fame and gravitas and all these things while on her own timetable. And that is the woman named Eboni K. Williams. Yes, Eboni K. Williams has come to us with her own mea culpa, and she has decided to us and the audience that, you know what, We don't need to have. She's. You know what? Better than say it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right now on Talk Live. Because I could talk all the talk, but I have the perfect antidote for that because we have some clips set up right here. So let's just get into it. Hold on, before I go there, let me do this because we gotta make sure it's on the browser. If it ain't on the browser, they can't see. So we are on the browser now. I am hopeful that we are on the browser. Man, look. Let's make sure that we're on the browser here. Holy heck. Make sure that we're on the browser here. I thought we were on the browser. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And why is it not coming up on that? Full cam browser. Let's see if we got something here. You know what? Let's do this. Let me see this. All right. Let me make sure that we are here on browser here. There we go. See, we shut off something and it was just tweaks. So we are back on browser. So we are here live on YouTube. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just do a quick change. So why don't you tell them about yourself? Give them a little synopsis about yourself. I'm gonna give them about a 2-minute monologue. Let them talk about you and what we're gonna be speaking on tonight. Let's go. Go.
Okay. Yeah. So me, I am the co-host for tonight.
Talk about yourself. Talk about yourself. Talk about you.
My IG handle is IG King Onen. Actor, comedian, writer, producer, do my own thing, work in tech. Excited to be here tonight. Just share with you, just get thoughts and feelings and emotions out about some of these topics. I think it's time that we start discussing these topics in a manner where we can all get some good feedback and we leave with some constructive criticism about some of the things that are happening. It's good to be here. It's good to be with my man E-Rock. He's a great guy. Known him a long time. About 25-year friendship going on. We're going to hammer it out today. We've got some stuff to talk about. Eboni K. Williams and some of the things that she's been saying too. And I look at it as almost like the devaluing.
Talk about yourself. What are your interests? What are come on. Just tell yourself.
Oh man, they don't always know all about me. All my interests. Look, it's like a dating profile. He's talking to me like I'm supposed to be on here like it's Bumble. You know, come on, man. No. My interests are tech. You know, I'm interested in the arts. I love the arts. I love drama. Probably see me in a couple commercials. Probably see me on some TV shows. Got a couple of movies coming out. Going to be doing some traveling soon. Looking forward to connecting with some great positive-minded people and just expanding myself into more in the podcast world. That's really my goal. So to talk a little bit more and reach a little bit more people on a personal level. That's the thing I'm about today. So that's why I'm here, co-hosting with my man E-Rock.
I'm back.
Set it off.
We're about to set it off now. I had to get a little cooler in here because the stage lights are quite frenetic anyway. So I thought I'd just make a quick change. So we are back. We are live on Talk Live. So let's get into this. We want to give you a bit of background, and there's no better background giver in this instance than my man, Coach Greg Adams, CGA. Like, subscribe to this man. This guy's doing wonderful things in his YouTube streets, especially for the manosphere, especially for the red pill, especially for the free agent lifestyle. And again, you can buy his literature to attest to that fact. So we're going to get into this.
The red pill.
The red pill. We're going to the red pill. Yes, indeed. We're going to the red pill tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about, Eboni K. Williams' background. Not in terms of her career and stuff, because we know she's a lawyer. We know she's a TV personality. Yep. She was on the Housewives of, I believe, New York.
I think so.
Yeah, I think she was on Housewives of New York, and again, she's a top 1%. She's
an accomplished woman.
She's an accomplished woman. She's worked hard. Again, I don't know what her. I don't know what her background.
Her 40th birthday just passed.
Well, her 40th birthday just passed. Hold on, let me just see if I got. No, hold on. Let me just see if I got her.
Her 40th birthday.
Let me just see.
She's a Virgo.
She's a Virgo. That's right.
She's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer. That's right. Yes, an American lawyer. Yes, indeed.
She's an intelligent woman.
She's a very intelligent woman. 40 years. Yes, indeed. Attractive.
But with a lot of these women, sometimes they come with a lot of
baggages and also yes. Okay, here we go. Here's a little synopsis of her. American lawyer, television host. She co-hosts a late night talk show, State of the Culture, with Revolt. Okay, she did that. That's the thing that she usually comments
She's
on.
She's a Southern
there.
girl too, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, that's right. She hosted a talk show on in New York City with co-host in 2017. Well, Foxy Cells. So she's a TV personality. She was on Real Housewives of New York. She was a lawyer. Now she's 40, and now she has said some. She's been in the news.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in a bit of news in that she has talked about her views on intersexual dynamics, dating, and marriage, and all that entails. And we're going to get into it right now. You saw that on Talk Live. We did a quick synopsis right there.
And classism too.
She did some classism stuff as well. Yes, you're right. But we're going to get into some of the hotter topics with my man Coach Greg Adams. He's going to explain it to you right now. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, Eboni K. Williams, you guys know her as this woman here, the arrogant lawyer, who has been featured doing some very hot takes on the dating marketplace. She is a single woman, black woman. She does defend black women, but everybody knows she's dated interracially for a long time. That bothers a lot of people because they don't understand why she's speaking for blackness, but at the same time, prone to interracial date. Mostly older white men, allegedly.
Get him, daddy.
Okay. And so if you look up her younger pictures, she is a dynamite looking woman. All right. Now she's definitely got she got to trim that fat, but it ain't going to be because she's over 40. I think she's just about 40. All right. But arrogant woman, completely arrogant. And she does exist in the spirit of Jezebel and Lilith. All right. She has the Jezebel spirit and Lilith. And I hear a lot of people using that phrase. All right. I wonder where they got it from. I know a lot of people are using it. All right. But I didn't come up with it, but I'm just saying. All right. But
just before we go into that, do you know what Jezebel spirit is, sir?
Jezebel spirit?
Yes.
Well, Jezebel is a woman who is a little loose and a little bit too free.
Mm.
So when she has that Jezebel spirit, that spirit gets passed around like a cold.
Yes, exactly. She tends to not live by society's mores, tend to not live by society's rules. She believes her body is for everyone and not just for her husband. And quite simply, she doesn't conform to anyone. So again,
contradicts herself too.
And contradicts herself.
And contradicts herself with that as well.
But let's continue. Let's go with this.
let's hear what this is. As you can see here, take a look. Arrogance. Nothing worse than an arrogant woman. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's not much you need to be arrogant about. I mean, unless you're like a barbarian, if you're like a Viking chick, I guess you could be arrogant, but I don't see where the arrogance is coming from. All right, let's see what she's got to say on this one. This was her saying, would you date a bus driver? I'm just reminding you who she is.
I do want you
Fair use.
to speak, Ayanla,
Fair use here as well.
how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build. When some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all,
Even Ayanla, when she says, I've done them all, Ayanla was like, all right, let's continue here. I know we're behind.
Now you understand why he's saying Jezebel and Lilith.
Yes.
Now you understand.
I get it.
Because she's been passed around like the collection plate at a church.
Yes. Amen.
Amen. You ain't praising that.
You need a healing? You need a healing?
No,
you need a healing?
I don't think she can heal me right now. We need to heal her. We need to bring her to the front of the stage, front of the congregation.
Yes.
Dip her in some holy water.
Testify.
And and take out the Jezebel spirit within her.
Yes, amen.
I schedule.
they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
And that's a lie. We're going to show you the stats later, but that's a lie. We'll continue.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
If
a
he
bus
owns the bus,
See, this is arrogance. and it's a turnoff to men. It's not a good quality. Now, arrogance on men, it can be an attractive quality to women, even if they don't like it. But yeah.
If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Now let's address the response to the interview and what some of y'all are calling a backlash. So let me be clear. First, I am a professional disruptor. So backlash is my business.
All right. So if you don't mind this backlash you about to catch today.
And I will always take it on the chin for the sake of advancing the work, conversation, or movement.
Take it on the chin? That's
And that's a sidebar. She doesn't have much of a chin. Do you see a chin?
No,
Do you see a chin?
no.
I don't see much of a chin.
Glass jaw.
See a glass jaw. No, I see a big jaw, but not much of a chin.
No, glass jaw.
Listen to you.
move the conversation forward.
So know that I am.
By the way, Jezebel took it to the bitter end as well. All right, this is why I say she has a little bit of Jezebel spirit in her. Jezebel took her calamity to the bitter end until she was trampled by horses and flesh consumed by dogs. But that's neither here nor there.
Completely unfazed by the onslaught of nasty comments, wishing me a sad, lonely, bitter existence until my untimely death.
Is she on her way to that?
Sad, lonely existence, pretty much right now.
On her way to death?
No, not with that. She just had a birthday. But sad, lonely existence, yeah. If she continues this way, she's going to be single for.
I just want to get another man's point of view on this.
I'm just saying.
Is she on her way to a sad existence?
Yeah. See, as much as she puts on the front that she's happy and she's empowered, she's
Right.
actually very bitter.
But let her tell it.
Now, that is some weird energy to be wishing onto a black woman, especially one who has dedicated her life to the liberation of black folk. But, you know, what?
All right, so let's challenge that real quick. And listen, this is why I don't, because I be dating my share of white women too. All right, but yeah, you dedicated your life to the liberation of black folks.
Crickets.
Is she liberating black folk here? No, I'm just asking you a question. Because I see an older white man, and she grinning. Is she liberating black folks here?
Not that I can see. But you see this man? He's confident and he's happy in his skin. He's living his life and doing his own thing.
No. What he's doing is he is satisfying a fetish, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. But he's happy in his own skin doing it.
Well, of course he's happy in
Right.
his own skin doing it. I'd be happy in my own skin doing it too.
Me too.
You understand?
But she is playing into the bullshit.
If I had a white girl with big titties and big ass in front of me, and I was, I'm just saying,
Right.
I'd be.
I hear you.
You understand?
I hear you.
I'd be happy in my own skin too.
Yeah, of course.
But anyways, we continue.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Now, listen, this is why I can't be a pro-black anymore, because I like them 31 flavors. I be dating all colors and shapes and all foreign, so I can't be no pro-black no more. I like me a pink toe. I like me a flat back. I like me a ling-ling. I like me a gordita. I like me a... So I can't be pro-black. But there you go. Dedicating your life to the liberation of daddy. Here we go.
Him, daddy.
All right, here we go right here. This is her fiance. Or Beyonce. All right, what else we got here? Here we go.
Now, currently, she is not with that man at the moment.
No.
She's not there
She's not there.
with that man.
He probably called it off. He probably got smart.
Usually women call off relationships. Usually they're doing
I
it.
bet you he did.
But I'm sure he had to because, again, listen, let the record show, as she would say. Anyways, let's go.
Whatever, I guess, go off. See, I wanted to talk about how do we close the gap between black women who do show up in a so-called masculine posture, those of us that are providing and building and protecting due to circumstances that we might feel make us feel that if we don't do it for ourselves, we will have to go without the resources and protections we need to feel safe in this world.
All right, so
Just a second there for a second, and I'm going to reveal this on a later show and Talk Live. Did you know that black fathers are some of the best fathers in the world?
Studies have shown that they're more present in the home.
Mm-hmm.
They're more present with their children.
Uh-huh.
They actually teach their children more.
Uh-huh.
And are more involved in the children's lives even till the death.
So, would you say that what you had to say contradicts what she had to say?
I don't think so.
You think so? I think so. Do you think so?
I think so.
I think so. I really do think so. But anyway, I just want to check these things. Sometimes I just speak out of turn. I just wanted somebody else to, back my point of view up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
So that's an example of Ebony. I'm going to give you another example. This is her as well, too. All right. This is Ebony Williams, single motherhood by choice. Let's hear her. Before the flip flop, this is Eboni K. Williams weeks later. All right. Weeks later, after she even had the bus comment. Let's continue.
The desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of black sperm. Because most black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families. And that means we want black sperm.
What that mean?
Black sperm. All right.
And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings. Sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of black sperm from California Cryobank.
What that mean?
Are you taking it on the chin?
When I embarked on this,
Remember, she to date has not taken in 2 rounds of IVF. She took it in 5. 5 rounds, and none have taken. Just saying. But remember, the point of fact is here. The point of the matter is here. Didn't they say they didn't need us?
But she wants black sperm. That's a contradiction.
Indeed it is.
A very big one.
Indeed it is, Richard. Thank you very much, King Omi. It is a contradiction.
It's like saying, I want milk, but I don't need a cow.
That's like saying, I want to sleep, but I don't need a bed. That's like saying, I want to run track, but I don't need no shoes.
That's like saying, I want to be a pointer sister, and you got no fingers. You can't get excited. You can't point.
I'll leave that out there for you to decide that one. That last one's for you.
That's for you.
That's for
Yeah,
you.
that's for you.
I'll let you run
guys
through
can
that. Yeah.
Marinate with that at your own
Marinate
hands.
that at your own leisure. Let's go with this.
Let's go.
it's part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later.
Okay. So this was her. This was all within the last about year and a half. And I wish Kevin Samuels was here because he would love to see how things turned out, man. He missed a lot of stuff. Just think of the work that he did, how famous he became, and what he missed. He missed a shit show. The Ninja would have been triple his subscribers by now. He would have been triple his subscribers with the bullshit that he missed. Jesus. All right, but here she is now.
Well, okay, now we're gonna spin away from Eboni K, from Coach Greg Adams. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Like, subscribe to Coach Greg Adams. He's doing wonderful things in his YouTube streets. Doing wonderful, wonderful things. But I want to split away from him now because again, it's sort of the same talking points that Coach Greg Adams have here. But again, what I really wanted to show was her, how she came into the red pill, the Black Manosphere game by, bricking on bus drivers, by demanding black sperm, and by only catering to the 1%, be they black, white, Chinese, whatever, and absolutely shiting on the common man. Yeah? That is why I brought her here. Because I wanted to get a bit of context. I wanted to get you a little background. I wanted you to know where she was coming from in all her talking points. Now, we're going to move on here. So shout out to, again, Coach Greg Adams. Thank you very much to Coach Greg. Absolutely doing wonderful things in the YouTube streets. And we are going to transfer to my man, Medium Man. Oh, man, this guy is tearing things up on these YouTube streets. This guy, let me say this, right? I mean, he is dressing resplendently. He heads to the gym, does his work, and he again is handling himself in the most eloquent of ways and living that lifestyle to which he calls the shots, quite simply. So shout out to my man, Media Man Live, for doing all these wonderful things in the YouTube streets, and I am an avid listener. Please subscribe to this man. He's doing a bang-up job. But we're here, and we're now going to listen to my man, Media Man Live, break down what the arrogant Eboni K. Williams had to say about things. And I think he did it in his most, how should I say, unique way. Yeah? So he's going to finally break down what I consider Eboni K. Williams hitting the wall with this one statement. And it was basically about, how should I say this? About the need of younger black women to come to their senses while at their sexual peak. Get with a man while he's in college, while he is still forming himself into the man he wants to be. And leave it to leave it to Media Man to continue with this, and we'll chime in. Yeah, yeah, let's go.
I use it as saying that you guys are going over there just to find wives or find female companionship is so much more. And the way Andre said it, looking for better lives, that makes so much sense, right? So thank you, brother, for putting that out there, and great breakdown as you got a chance to listen to that earlier in the week. So thank you. Good to see you here. Thank you. Let's see here. And we got Bella Rings.
Okay, we just doing some super chats here, so we're just going to move this a little forward.
And Tyler Perry, in his own crazy way, he was trying to help. Like, man, if you are a high-earning woman and you want to get married, that guy that may be making less than you may be the love of your life. You just may be the breadwinner of the house. What's important, right? Put out multiple videos explaining this. Eboni K. Williams, she was talking to a specific group, the younger women, just like I was. I was talking to the younger women. I just put out that Christian single mother video saying the same exact thing. This can be a teachable moment. And right on the heels of that, Eboni K. Williams comes out and says the same thing. Eboni K. Williams was not talking about these older women. She was talking specifically to the younger women. And this is what Kevin Samuels has been saying for a while now. Rest in peace. He was saying, older women, you need to talk to the younger women. And I agree. And we have that. She just did. So that's a win, right? So let's get into this first video. And I think we need a refresher in regards to how I, always try and protect the black male ethnic image when some of these things pop up. If you guys didn't see my compilation video that I did to Eboni K's first statements, here you go.
So before we go into that, Richard, now what he had to say about having a man who may earn less than them be a part of a black woman's life. Because not only is he going to provide the protection, the provision to a certain extent, the problem solving and procreation she really needs. But let's speak on that procreation point. She need not have to go out and find sperm.
Yeah.
The sperm is in-house.
She didn't have to do any of that.
And the sperm is free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
There's many men that would have lined up.
There are many men in this woman's friend zone, black men in fact, who would have literally said, you know what? Have my sperm. Have that baby. Let's try. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Right? And that you can say about so many black women. But yet, what these black women want, for the most part, is a mogul in the office, a freak in the sheets, and a thug in the streets. They want all three in one man. Now, I've tried myself. So have you.
Doesn't work. It's like you suffering from multiple personalities.
Yeah, you do. And it is tiresome and such. So, as Media Man so eloquently pointed out, you need not have to go after and look for sperm and there be a lack of black sperm if you took a chance on those who had it, who are in your friend zone.
And are probably very good men.
And are very good men, very good providers, very good fathers.
And decent human beings.
Decent human beings. And actually, very good candidates for generational wealth. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Remember, black men deemed to be the best fathers. That's on a future show. I have a future show on that.
But when you have an arrogance complex, you can't see. You have what's called tunnel vision.
Oh, well, remember what her tunnel vision is for, right?
Right.
The bus owner.
Right.
And not the bus driver. Remember that. Exactly. Let's go into her latest comments where she speaks to the modern black woman today. Mm-hmm. Oh, and let me say this. It is a sign. It is the ultimate sign of a woman crashing into the wall in real time. Let's go.
It's to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for black women. Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers ain't ready for this.
As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year.
Damn.
No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated black men is so low when compared to black college-educated women.
Now watch this, guys. I told you, I'm always going to be here. So this is the most recent number.
Before we get into the stats, what do you think of that? King Ona, what do you think of that? Is that a woman crashing into the wall in real time? Is that a woman conceding to the point that you're, as my friends at Fresh and Fit would say, women are trust fund babies, our men are self-made millionaires?
Well, you ever watch those crash test dummies where they have the cars?
Yeah.
And they're going, boom.
Yeah.
And they go through the walls and they go through the windshields at different speeds.
Yeah.
She's flown right through the windshield.
Well, I'm glad you brought that to our attention. Thank you very much.
Right through the windshield.
Right to the windshield. She has made a concession, people. The woman who you thought, who you truly thought was holier than thou, who pissed simple, utter lemonade, and whose sunshine lit up the sky, moon, stars, blue clovers, and green diamonds, has finally conceded to the point that she cannot hold her value forever, and it is a depreciating asset. Why? Because, guy, get this. As I've already explained on Talk Live about this, Richard. Women have 3 pillars. Do you know what those 3 pillars are?
Repeat them for the audience.
Okay. 1, youth. 2, fertility. 3, their beauty. As you get older, a woman's beauty does what? As you get older, a woman's fertility chances do what? And if you're lucky, a woman's beauty does what? Yeah. You can hold on to it for only so long. Then menopause hits, and then what? All right. See, this is what I'm saying, ladies. She's finally come to Jesus with this and realized that as much as she tried, as arrogant as she was, as masculine as she could be, and as so sedity in herself as she clearly portrayed herself, the fact of the matter was the wall comes for all, including Eboni K. Williams. Because she realized that 2 of her pillars are gone now. Youth and fertility. They're gone. She's 40 years old now. She knows that if she's going to have a baby, she needs IVF or freezing her eggs, so she needs help. She needs absolute help. And, well, she's not getting any younger, is she? And with that attitude, it makes her only what? Older or younger?
I said like an old person would too.
Well,
That was the whole thing of me doing that. The inflection was like.
Let's get to the stats because she had a lot of. Remember, she had those stats about black fathers. I mean, black men being unhealthy fathers and their education levels were low, and women having crowns that they need fixed, and and women out earning men and running themselves around in terms of the education race. Remember all those things? Media man, please. Tell the audience what the real stats are. Please, I await this.
Census Bureau in regards to education. If you look at the highlighted area right there, if we break the data down by gender, we find that 24.9% of African American men and 30.8% of African American women over the age of 25 have attained at least a bachelor's degree. Some 1.5 million black women earned a master's degree, but no higher degree. All right, so you guys see that? Like I said, she said it was such a big or a huge gap with black men and women earning degrees. It's actually not, guys. And I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that every time somebody lies about black men, I'm going to be here to make sure the truth is out, right? So that's why I'm here. Now, like I said, I don't want to be in black women's business, but just don't lie about black men. Don't lie about the numbers. Don't lie about any of that stuff. I wouldn't even have a reason to speak about black women if it wasn't for that. But that train is never late. So looks like I'm going to be here for a while, right? Let's continue.
Before we go there, what Media Man was trying to explain was that, yes, indeed, there is a bit of a, separation between black male graduates and black female graduates, where there are more black female graduates. 30% of black females who are in college graduate. 24% of black males who graduate in college.
5.5%?
Yeah, 5%. Yeah, exactly. Very
was
small.
saying was like this.
If this were an election, it would be a runoff.
Eboni was saying it was like this, and it's really only
like this. Yeah. But remember,
exaggerated.
That's one exaggerated figure. But remember, they did say they out-earn us. They said they out-earned us. So let's see if that's true. Come on.
Currently, there is a 5.9% difference in regards to degree obtainment from black women to black men. And as you guys know, and I've stated this multiple times, every race of women has more degrees than their male counterparts. However, every race of men out-earn their women. I wanted to be clear.
Why do you think that men out-earn women? Just a guess. What do you think? I'm still here on Talk Live. I'm wondering if you're listening. Shout into the comments down below if you know this answer. But why do you think men, despite the fact that they're more uneducated than women, still out-earn women? Why? They'll say the pay gap. Because they're, it's basically it's lazy journalism. But why do you think? They've already said it on Talk Live. But what do you think? What do you think your guess is?
Well, I think it's to the audience. Let them guess. I want them to put the comments in.
Okay, let them put the comments
Let's
in.
give them some time because they need to have a little bit more feedback from them.
Okay. Let's see.
We could do the ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding.
I'll let you guys answer that. If you're a Talk Live regular listener, you know why men out-earn women. And I've done a show on this. Let's go.
Clear on that, because that seems like the misconception in these spaces amongst our women. They'll say that we have more degrees, so that means that we make more money. No, ma'am. Let's continue.
All going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 black women students for every 1 black man student.
That's a lie. You guys just found that out now. 7 to 1? Really, Ebony? Come on now.
Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college,
before she goes into this last little diatribe right here, I'm going to rewind it just a bit, just a little bit here, because I don't want to miss a thing here. Oh shoot, let me just go back here. There we go. I don't want to miss anything here, right here. But Here we go. I don't want to miss a thing, but just to say, for 7 black women, there's 1 black man. I have a theory on that, and that's this. It is this. There are, I would say, let's say, as Media Man has already said, it's the wrong ratio. I would say 7 to 4, 7 women to 4 men. But they disregard 3 of them. Why? Why? Because he doesn't have the rule of 6. No 6-pack. No 6 foot tall. No near 6 figures, so he's not coming from a rich family. And no 6 inches or more. So they'd rather dismiss all those other men into the friend zone, and they concentrate on that one who seems to have it all and who can't seem to do. He has so much to do with all these women. He does not know. He tries to hand it off to friends. They don't come. They always come back boomeranging to him, and he has to be, an asshole and break their hearts, or just get a huge amount for recreational use only sex. So that's why I say the 7 to 1 ratio she's referring to is actually true, because she dismisses about 3 or 4 men who are actually in the friend zone, who are there at college, but who she doesn't want anything to do with because they don't fit the looks, parameters, the rule of 6 that she so badly wants and needs. But anyway, let's continue.
Conception in these spaces amongst our women. They'll say that we have more degrees, so that means that we make more money. No, ma'am. Let's continue.
All going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 black women students for every 1 black man student.
That's a lie. You guys just found it out now.
And I just told you about this.
7 to 1? Really, Ebony? Come on now.
Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college, and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD.
There was a video that just went viral where there were a bunch of white women graduating from college, but they were showing their engagement rings.
Look at that, eh?
And I'm like, well, why don't our women pair up with these athletes or these guys that are going to be in the STEM field while you're in college? Because I'm telling you now, young women, it's not going to be too many places where you're going to get that many potentially successful men in one place. So I would advise you to go ahead and take advantage of that. And no, it's not saying forego your education. You're going to have to figure out a way to do both. You're going to have to figure out a way to do both. You're going to have to figure out a way to do both. You have to
figure out a way to do both. Remember I told you about this a few times already, the reason why black women go to college and why everybody else does?
Reiterate.
Fine. Everybody else goes to college in order to, especially women, go to college to find a man. They do it to find a man. As you can see clearly here, a lot of women who are leaving college and graduating are already engaged to be married. They're moving on with their lives. Right? They're doing it at the right time, at their sexual peak, while they're the most fertile, and making sure their family and their generational wealth is secure. Black women have a totally different mindset when it comes to college. They go to college because they want to show they don't need a man.
Or they don't want to deal with any man.
They want to be single, independent, boss bitches.
Many of them, when I was in college and university, would tell me this: I don't want to know anybody here. I don't want to talk to any. I just want to get my degree and go. I don't want to network with anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to be friends. And I'm thinking, well, this is where you build your friendship. This is where you build the foundation of your networks for the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life. But a lot of them were like, didn't want to do that.
Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of them I spoke to were like that. They did not want to do that.
Well, did you run into these women later on in life?
Yes.
Whatever happened to them?
A lot of them ended up children. Don't matter around anymore.
Oh.
Or the men that they picked moved on, or they separated or divorced. Maybe on amicable or unamicable reasons, I'm not sure. But a lot of these women did not have the greatest relationships with their partners.
Really?
Yeah, because they never learned in those formative years how to engage
with
and
men,
exactly.
or also
and
they
cooperate.
learn how to engage, but too much.
Or cooperate with the man.
Exactly.
Or just be his friend even before starting a relationship.
Or could it be that they were out earning their men and they said they weren't good enough?
Yeah, and they don't need them. Like Wu-Tang said, $dollar bill, y'all. Cash rules everything around me, I guess. Until there's no more cash. Or until reality hits you in the head and you realize, oh, I'm with all this cash by myself.
Or there aren't any more eligible men.
To get your education and also cultivate a relationship at the same time. All right, y'all heard that. 8 months earlier, I said the same thing, right? So, coming from a black woman speaking to black women, it makes more sense. I don't want to be in y'all business. Eboni K. Williams got it. Even though she may not even like us, it's cool. As long as she's talking to them, I'm going to just leave her alone, right? Let's continue.
Because a handful of black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too. Y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older.
There is a 6% difference between black men being married and black women being married, with black men at 33%, black women at 27%. So the problem is not black women having more degrees. The problem has to be on black women, because black men are doing just fine. More than 1/3 of us are married, as opposed to our women who are sitting close to 1 out of 4. And as I already stated, my thoughts on black women getting married is this. I don't think that 3 out of 4 black women want to get married. And they've been showing us that for the past, 5, 6, 7 years? All right, so let me just touch on that real quick. I know I always get a lot of pushback when people hear me say that, and I don't know why. If you just do this for me, go to the Griot, go to Eboni K. Williams videos, go to the Shade Room, go to Spiritual Word, go to Eboni K. Williams platform. The most women that are commenting are black women saying, all of us don't want to get married. Not only are they saying it publicly, they have videos made saying it. So when I say I believe that 3 out of 4 black women don't want to get married, that's not coming from me, guys. It's coming from them. Let me show you.
Before we show this video, I've always stated on this show the black women, especially Western black women, especially modern black women, especially feminist era black women in the last 60 years. I've already gone on record to say that they don't wish to get married, right? And as a result, they don't want to be covered. So therefore, they're the worst married women on planet Earth. When 1/4 of them are married, 3/4 of them will end up either with child and without a man, or childless. And did you know that, as I've already stated on this show, 45% of all women will be single and childless by 2030? That's 7 years away. Because they choose every man that are in their friend zone. They don't choose, and at the end of the day, no man's coming for them, because marriage laws are just shit. So we have to deal with that rule. But again, they say I'm crazy. They say I'm nuts. They say I'm talking out of turn. I don't know what I'm talking about. But as the media man so eloquently put, these women comment on these shows with videos, and we're going to see some of these videos now. They're going to tell on themselves. I'm going to tell on themselves. Let's see.
Most black women do not go to school with the intention of one day being a housewife or a homeschool mom or a private school mom or soccer mom or whatever. A lot of black women go to school and their top priority is that education for that career.
Ooh.
Yet they want a sperm, right? Didn't they just say they want a sperm?
Eboni K. Williams has it in cryo. She has it cryo frozen now.
Yeah,
2 vials?
2 vials, but well, it's 5 now.
It's 5.
Five
sorry,
vials.
my mistake. 5.
5 vials.
So she's paying for something she didn't have to pay for.
She did not have to pay for
If she wanted sperm, she could have just got it.
it. Yeah,
old-fashionedly.
yeah, she could have. And when is sperm at their liveliest? When is testosterone at its peak? Really? Let's continue.
Maybe it's because we're too busy being the most educated group.
Wrong.
Y'all see that?
The number of white women, 39%, getting an associate's bachelor's degree by the age of 29 is nearly twice as high as black women, 21%, and Latinas, 20%. Another assertion built on lies. Another castle built of sand.
It's the ego. The ego needs to be pumped.
Well, the ego's getting checked.
Black women are significantly less than white women to enroll in 4-year colleges, graduate within 6 years, and go on to earn advanced degrees. The number of white women, 39%, get an associate's degree or bachelor's degree by the age of 29 is nearly twice as high as for black women, 21%, and Latinas, 20%. So I know we hear this all the time in these spaces. Black women are the most educated. No, ladies, no. Stop repeating that false narrative. You guys heard that black women are the most enrolled, not the most educated. That means to obtain a degree. So if you guys want to take some sort of win or say it's a win by being the most enrolled, absolutely not.
So what does that mean in particular? That means a woman, hell, anybody can get into any school.
Yep.
But are they graduating?
That's the question. That's the question that he's answering. He's saying, yeah, you're enrolled.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to take classes.
Mm-hmm.
But are you finishing the program?
Are you finishing the program? And what programs are you getting into? Are you getting into STEM? Are you getting into utilities?
Engineering?
Are you getting into engineering?
Mathematics?
Well, that's what STEM is.
Science? Physics?
Yes, exactly.
All that stuff.
All that good stuff. Are you getting into the dangerous, the dirty, the jobs that pay more? Mm-hmm. Well, this is all women, really. They don't like dirty jobs.
No, they don't.
Jobs that actually pay well, but are dirty.
But have to grab some little oil and muscle.
And the jobs that are beneath Eboni K. Williams.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right? Bus driver. Someone who works for the
mechanic.
transit system.
One who works in the utilities.
Blue-collar workers.
Yeah.
Construction.
Yeah. Those involved with STEM.
Right. Tool and die maker. No. Those are, no, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Good solid jobs, good solid careers, and good solid men.
Yeah.
But,
truck drivers.
We don't want those men.
Long haul. No. Yeah.
We'll all compete for the 5 to 1% of doctors and lawyers and engineers and all these guys
who adhere to the rule of 6.
Right.
Those are the ones we want.
Right.
The Chads, Tyrones, and those in the white collar community.
Right.
The ones who sit next to us at a job.
Right. Those guys who do all the other work, which is significantly tough and difficult. No, I just don't like his paycheck.
No, it's not about how you don't like it about your paycheck. It's the fact that they don't like the fact that they can't brag to their friends of what he does. Isn't that right, ladies? Let's continue.
Good point.
Right? So stop running with it. I'm trying to help y'all because y'all making yourselves look foolish sometimes when you go on these, syndicated platforms and you say that black women are the most educated. It's not true. And if you look at the comments, every time you see a woman say that, it's always somebody in there saying that's a lie. But nobody listens. So stop saying it. I'm trying to help y'all out, ladies. If y'all supposed to be the most educated, listen to an educated black man and him telling you that it's not true. Look it up. Google is free. Let's continue.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Maybe it's because we know that a woman's worth is not defined by whether or not she's married. Ooh.
And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up, people.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. So Eboni K. Williams at the end there was very spot on. Like I said, I'm here to correct certain things and put things into perspective prior to moving forward. But, and let me be clear, guys, I'm a man who holds 4 college degrees. Said this multiple times. Got all my degrees while I was in the military, while I was in the Air Force. I have a master's degree in public health. I am a lead public health analysis working for the federal government right now, right? I work in my field, right? I have a bachelor's degree in nutrition science. I also have 2 associate's degrees, one in public health technology and criminal justice. So I am a huge advocate for education. Now, I completely understand why there are so many black men going to college to get skilled trade jobs, because that college debt is insane. I was fortunate enough to be in the military, to work hard, to get my Montgomery GI Bill, covered all my college expenses, right? So I don't have any college debt for any of the degrees that I hold, any of the certifications, any of the training. So I completely understand that if a black man says, hey, I'm not going to college because I don't want that debt, it completely makes sense. But I want to make sure that you guys understand what's a job and what's a career, right?
Okay, we're going to speed up a little bit here we're going to end up
Do it.
because I just want to get this before our first break. And we're going to get into the background of a little more background on Eboni K. Williams.
3, 4, 5.
And as
to get on their
why,
and start speaking about this stuff and have
as to
open
why,
dialogue. And I think that is going to be some more
why,
conversations
indeed,
centered around this. I know they were throwing
we get on her back so much because of the fact that she's not perfect.
Having some other black women on the platform on Breakfast Club or somewhere to where they can have this open discussion. And like I said, I don't want to see any black men attending. Black men should not be in
Okay, we're going to move it a little further in. There we go.
From this video. This is Eboni K. Williams talking about the college situation, updated. So she just talked about how she was focused on getting her degree. Now she's going to expound on that from the Breakfast Club interview. So here we go.
Question for Eboni K. Williams.
Not question. Well, I guess a question. I have a few things. Like, how were you raised? I seen that you were 40. I'm 48.
So my bad, guys. This is the one that I wanted to get to first. This is the caller, Sophia. So this is what Kevin Samuels faced when he was trying to speak, his truths or whatever, or the points that she was making. This woman called in. Her name is Sophia. And she just basically asked Eboni K. Williams, how was you raised? So Eboni K. Williams needed to feel some of this. She needed to feel some of this backlash in real time, right? So here we go.
I'm a black woman raised with black women. We were not raised to go look for a man. We were not raised to, it doesn't matter. Like, we wasn't raised to just go look for a ring. Oh my God, I just have to have a man. We were raised to respect ourselves, to love God. And if God saw fit for us to be married, our husband would find us. Like, it's like you putting your failures or how that you seem like you failed because you didn't get a ring in college, but you putting it off on other women, especially black women, when that's not how black women, I don't know any other race, but that's not how I was raised.
Okay,
stop that for a second. When you hear that, what does that speak? I'm going to say what I'm going to say. But what does that say to you? When you see a black woman call in, she's getting what a lot of us commentators, including Kevin Samuels, I've got some myself, have received in real time, in that black women are saying that they're a different breed, they're a different class, they're raised differently, the men will find them eventually, they'll pluck them off the marriage tree, and if they so choose, and basically, to make a long story short, they they should not be there to look for a husband. They should be there to live their life as is, and if they choose to be fruitful, so be it. What are your take on this? Actually, let's wait on that take. We're gonna wait. We're gonna come back next hour, and we're gonna get into the lady of the hour, hour 2, and that is Crimson Cure. You don't want to miss this, guys. This girl is on point with the subject. Talk soon. Yes, we're still live on Talk Live here on YouTube. We're here with King Onan. King Onan still doing his thing. YouTube, bang, bang, bang. We are here. We are here. Let me see if there's any comments in the comments section before we go on into hour 2. We're good. And yes, we're going to go back into the short clip here. Voila. Oh, not that one. That one. There we go. And I don't need that one here. There we go. So let's get back into the Instagram thing here. Let me just see this in live archive. Great to go. And back this card. And we're going to go live again. And there it is. And we are gone. Yes. Into hour 2 of Talk Live. Welcome back to Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Hour number 2. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers. And we're in discussions with regards to, I'm not going to say anything now. No. Because nothing's written in stone.
No.
But we're working on something.
We are.
I ain't going to tell you what it is.
No.
Because I'd be telling on myself and on my friend King Onan right here as to what we're planning on doing.
But we got some things.
We got some things.
Some things.
We got some things.
Some things. We have some things coming.
We have some things. We have some things.
We have some things coming.
We have some things. There's a reason why we talk like this.
We talk like this, eh? We have some
We talk like this, we have some things, Tommy.
We have some things.
Cállate. That's all I gotta say. That's all I'm saying. Not saying a damn thing else. That's it. But anyways, back to it. Talk live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting into why indeed. We had this caller in the last hour about who was calling out Eboni K. Williams, who she had the "Who hurt you? Who's your mama?" comeback, saying that you shouldn't be coming at us like this. We were raised differently. We do things differently. We're black women, and we're God's gift to the earth, and the numbers show it. Anyways, yes. So when you hear that. I'm just coming back to you, King Onan. When you hear that, what does that say to you in particular? I know what it says to me, but what does that say? What does that say to you when you hear such comments?
Well, it goes back again to the narcissism thing, right? The arrogance thing, the full of yourself thing, the lack of reciprocity, right? Everything must come to me and nothing must be given out. I'm not going to give up my time or energy to any man, but he must run down and chase me like I am.
Well, if he so chooses. I must find her.
The 7 dwarfs, that kind of fairy tale nonsense.
She is the needle, and
and I'm going to go through this whole haystack.
Exactly. To find her.
Right. And
because that's what God wants.
Exactly, because that's what God wants.
That's what God wants.
That's what he told her to do. Just sit down, wait, and a man will fall.
Wait, and a man will fall in your lap.
Yeah. Well, you're going to wait a long time. You think that's what happened?
See, here's the thing. We already revealed the stats that black men are married at a higher rate than black women. We've already revealed the stats that on this show on Talk Live that black men can take their show on the road, and guess what? Some of us may not come back.
You're in the plane?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're gone. Passport bros are in effect, my dear. They're leaving. They're heading to Thailand. They're heading to the Philippines. They're heading to Belize. They're heading to Chile.
They're heading to Venezuela.
They're heading to Colombia.
Brazil.
Ecuador.
Panama. Dominican Republic.
Yep.
And the list goes on.
And they're not coming back. Now, there's a reason for that. It's that black men can take their show on the road. They don't have the attitude. They're great dads. They're great providers. Black women have the bad attitudes of masculinity, the I don't need no man complex, the boss bitch trope. And
not all of them, but there's a strong community of them.
There's a stereotype of these women, my friend, and the fact of the matter is, black women don't work in tandem, in lockstep to shut those stereotypes down. The Sukianas of the world, the Cardi B's of the world, the Megan Stallions of the world,
Well, they've been pushed to the forefront, right?
Yeah, they're yeah.
The Jezebel harlot type of personality
Exactly.
has been pushed to the forefront, and that's the representation, and that's not the representation that.
But you know who don't like that?
We want, or we want to marry.
Yeah, you know who don't want that reputation? Men, all men. That's why black women are the least married on the planet. But I don't want to rain in their parade because I love them. Do you love them?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to marry one.
Absolutely.
But it's going to take time to find one. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I think this speaks to me in the sense of, here's the thing. Black women from the start go into relationships, go into things thinking that black men need to jump hoops more, and we don't have to. We don't. I tell you, we can go anywhere in the world, and a white woman will find us. They'll find us. They'll find us. And they'll give us an offer. It's up to us to turn it down. I'm just saying. You know what? And let us continue with this conversation here with Madam Eboni K. Williams. Speaking her truth, as they say. Let's go.
So basically what she's saying is she's like, hey, all black women don't want to get married. And typically black women go to college to get their degree and not look for a husband. Everything that we've been saying. And she just affirmed it. So Eboni K. Williams is going to respond. Sorry for stopping it, but here we go.
Yeah, good morning, good sis. So listen, I was raised by a God-fearing, incredible black woman named Gloria, who raised me to go to school, go to more school, get the bag, and stand in my truth and power. So that's the first answer.
Did you know that Eboni K. Williams was raised by a single mother?
No, I just found that out.
Really? Go on, Eboni K.
To your question. As for failure, I don't have any in the space, dear. I actually was married. I had a beautiful cushion cut diamond on my finger until I decided to give it back because I no longer wanted to be married. So I don't have failure in the space. The only reason I'm not married is because I divorced my husband. Now, as to putting this on black women, I'm doing no such thing. What I know for fact, because I have sorority sisters, I have good friends, I have a strong global sisterhood of black women who tell me, some of them, tell me that despite their success, despite their careers, and despite their money, they, in their heart of hearts, still desire marriage. It is something that they want. And I think we got to get rid of shaming black women for wanting what they want. It's not. I'll give you this as a handbag example. Some people like Birkin bags. If Lauren comes and tells me, Ebony, I want to get a Birkin bag, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to try to convince her to get another kind of bag. I'm not going to say, girl, have you seen the Chanels? Well, what about the Louis Vuittons? I'm not going to talk to you about how Hermes bags are priced out of range and they should be more accessible to people. No, I'm going to talk to you about how to get the money situation together so we can walk in Hermes right there on Madison and make your dream a reality. And that's all I'm doing. For the black women that is already a desire of their heart to be married in a timely fashion, that's who this advice is for. If you don't want that, I want nothing but what you want for yourself.
Please.
Now, before we go into it, this is my point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, from your vast experience,
I would say vast, but my experience.
In your experience, do you think black women are preparing themselves for marriage?
These days?
No. These days?
No, I don't. I think they're preparing themselves for their careers.
Wait. You don't think they're preparing themselves for marriage?
For careers?
Yes.
Career.
Yeah.
Marriage? No. Are they making themselves available for marriage?
Well, okay, let's go down the line.
Even that.
Are they making themselves fitter?
Yeah.
Well, you're right. Black women tend to be the more obese of any other ethnic group. No. Are they being more feminine?
These days, I can't say so. A lot of because especially with the younger ones coming up with this twerking, ratchet stuff that's coming out. And then modeling after
No. You cannot say to me that Cardi B is not a paragon of virtue. You cannot say to me that Sukiyana is the epitome of is not the epitome of black womanhood. You can't say that. Is that what you're saying to me?
I'm saying to you that it's true. They are not black womanhood. Black women is our mothers, our grandmothers. That's black womanhood.
Oh, is that right? Are they being more feminine these days? I mean, there are some feminine. I'll give them that. There's some good.
Yeah.
There are some. Okay.
Yeah, there are some.
There are some.
But some.
And there are more who walk on, as they say, the same side of the street.
Right. But some of them are taking on traits which are counterproductive to their femininity. I will say that. Counterproductive to their femininity.
Right.
Traits, of course.
Are there being... but here is the final hurdle. Are they being more cooperative and submissive?
My laugh is the answer.
Why are you laughing? It's a legitimate question.
It's a great
question. Are they being more cooperative and submissive as we move into 2024? Why the...
You saw my face.
Let's just play the tape. Let's keep going to play.
All right. So, and that was a great message for Eboni K. And it's pretty much the same thing that I was saying. Like, hey, why are you commenting if you don't want marriage? And that's what happened in every comment section that I saw on the Shade Room, Eboni K, the Griot, Spiritual Word. It was too many women that don't want marriage commenting. And I'm like, why? This conversation ain't about you. But like I said, and I said this about the Password Bros, our women tend to stick their nose in the places where you don't need to be. That was not a conversation for women who don't want to get married. Just like the Passport Bros is not a conversation for women to be in. They weren't talking to y'all. They was talking to each other. And y'all got mad at what they were saying in their own spaces. And now you got a problem with those brothers. Get your ass out of there. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Eboni K. Williams was spot on, man. And like I said, this is a conversation that black women need to have amongst one another. But she's going to expand a little bit more on that college thing. And this is one of the most important messages outside of the last clip that I'm going to play in regards to that. So here we go.
Black girls and black young women going and making the space for marriage as much of a priority as education, it flies in the face of a generation that told me and mine, go to school, stay focused, don't get pregnant. Boys are a distraction, right? They're going to throw you off your game. Get your education, get your money, get your house, get your power, figure out who you are, stand in it, and then go partner, get married, and live happily ever after. The challenge with that, because that's the model I took, I'm proud to have taken it. I had a little default start in marriage that was not for me, so I divorced him. Not a problem. Great guy. Here's the thing. Is
if you go on record and you research this, it was her fault why the marriage fell apart. It was her fault. Okay. She said she wasn't a good wife. She literally said that. I would have played the clip, but for reasons of time,
well, that explains everything.
It does. Well,
that explains a lot.
Explains a lot. But anyway, I'm sorry. I interrupted you, Eboni. Please, you are in your power. You're wearing your crown. Please continue with your speech from the throne.
Most black women do want the traditional marital nuclear family model. Mm-hmm. And when you get to a certain level of income as black women, a certain level of power, a certain level of being able to travel the world on your own dime and be in the Sky Lounge without some dusty son.
All right. So you guys see some of my video thumbnails that I put in this, over her voice.
Did you hear what she just said right there? And it was a sneak diss. It was a sneak attack. But if you were aware of it, she picked it up. Just saying. What did she say? You're in your power. If you're wearing your crown and you did not pick up with some dusty son, who do you think the dusty sons are?
That's a good question.
Would you like me to answer that for you?
Yeah, please.
The blue collar among us. She don't like blue collar too much. She don't like them. I'm going to prove that a little later on Talk Live tonight. She don't like blue collar too much.
Hey, unfortunately, what she doesn't understand is the black community, especially in the early 1900s, was built on the blue-collar worker, and the black family was built on the blue-collar.
Black people in general today are built on blue-collar work.
Families are built on blue-collar work.
Today!
You look at the automotive industry in Detroit.
Including, guess who? My father. Yeah, that guy. So she's, as they say, crapping on my father. Now you know why I'm a little upset at Eboni K. Williams. And I will not let her slide at her besmirching the name of a man who went to work every day, came home, paid his bills, raised his family, and you know what? Through his blue-collar dirt and cut on his hands self, raised $1 million business. That's what Eboni K doesn't get. Doesn't see the problem line. She only sees the finish line.
Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision.
Place. I've done multiple videos explaining to you guys on how it is to date successful career-driven women. And that comes from my time spent while working at the Pentagon for 4 years. I enjoy dating career-driven women, especially when I wasn't trying to look for a relationship, because they're so focused on their career that they don't have time for a real relationship. And as long as you're honest, you can work out a deal to where you can have these single-serving relationships. I see you every 2 weeks. You come over, we spend a weekend together. We go on trips, to different cities. We enjoy our food. We have great sex. And then in the middle, going back to your own house, you go back to work, and we'll call each other when it's convenient. That's what my experience was dealing with those women who are career-driven. Now,
have you ever run into a career woman?
Oh, yes.
Oh, she's saying, Narissa's saying bye.
Bye, Narissa.
Bye.
Talk soon, lovely.
There you go. Yes. So, again, do you know? Have you ever been with these business women?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know the rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are the rules? Would you like to relay them to our Talk Live viewers?
Career driven, very focused, intelligent. A lot of them.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have huge egos. Some of them are very narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are very shallow.
No, get into the rules of engagement. The rules of engagement.
That's not what I've been through. But, I can also say, hey, rules of engagement are, they set the boundaries. A lot of them do.
Let me set the scene.
But, you can set the scenario.
I'll set the scene for you. Rules of engagement are this. These women don't have a lot of time for you, and only are seeking high value men, so you're seen as a placeholder. However, they have sexual needs. However, they want to travel to certain places. They want to, live their best life, as they say. So what you do is you get together, you have a little rendezvous, a little vacation, a little vacation to a nice little locale. You enjoy the city, enjoy its sights and sounds. You eat, and you have coitus in salubrious surroundings. Then you go home and you live your lives again. That's the rules of engagement with these. So basically, it's high-end recreational use only, because women don't have time for this. And they're looking for that shining star in the distance that will, once and for all, let their guard down so they can be a submissive wife. The only problem is, for most of them, that guy ain't coming. There you go. Let's continue.
I know that we live in an age of you need receipts to show that, but it's not going to be a point where I'm going to sit there and bring up the women that I dealt with while I was living in the DMV. Absolutely not. So you can either take it as me lying or me giving you some game on how it is to date women who are very successful. What Eboni K. Williams is explaining the dynamics of that. And she's giving you a look into what it takes to date a successful woman. She just rattled off a couple of bags, the Birkin bags and things of that nature. You have to be a successful man to qualify for those women. And these are not the typical women that are going to get pregnant because of the fact that they're being reckless. No, they care about their health. I got multiple videos where I've showed you guys women that I dealt with getting their birth control. We're going to get STD tested together, right? They care about their health. They care about their career. They care about their future. So they take care of that. And that's why I always like to date career-driven women, because I was not looking for anything serious at the time, right? So she's explaining that to you. So I'm giving you guys a heads up. I've done multiple videos on that before she even said anything. So that should tell you that maybe this guy is telling some truth about dating these types of women, because that's what I tend to date. I'm marrying a career-driven woman, right? So it is what it is. You guys can take my advice or not, but I'm telling you the truth that she's actually telling you as well. So let her continue.
I'll leave it there for now with Media Man, and then we're going to get into, I want to get into the next point of conversation. However, he's absolutely right in that these women, these career-driven women, I mean, it's high-end recreational use. They want to make sure you're clean. They want to make sure you don't have any kids. They want to make sure you go through their fact checks.
You're disease-free.
You're disease-free. That you've done.
You're drama-free.
You're drama-free. You don't have any kids running around. You don't have any baby mamas chasing after you. Yes. They want to make sure that you are on the up and up. That you are on the corporate ladder.
Yep.
And once you're on the corporate ladder, once you're assuming, once you're not spoken for, absolutely, though, bada bing, take you in. Some of these girls are really good girls. They're fantastic girls. They make fantastic wives, but they cannot get out of their masculinity. They can't get out of their boss babe mentality.
Well, the saying is, you can't get out of your own way.
Can't get out of your own way. You're absolutely right. Well said, Rich.
Can't get out of your own way. And
well
that
said.
can create a lot of problems for you if you can't get out of your own way.
You can't get out of your own way. Yes, indeed. You're right. You're right. But we're going to move on from Media Man right now. Although he has a lot of good things to say about this subject, but I just wanted to touch on a few things. But I want to get to the lady who just keeps on banging out the content. And I mean the great content. And I mean the read between the lines content. The content that literally puts black women in particular, all women in general's feet to the fire and holds them to account. I'm talking about the one, the only, Crimson Cure. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. She's doing wonderful things as YouTubers, and I mean wonderful things. If you ever have a chance to catch this woman's show live and in person, please do, because she's holding women to account, trying to get them back to their feminine selves, reading through the lines of a lot of these women, because she's a woman herself. She knows the bull. She knows the good. She knows the bad. She knows the ugly. And we must shout out a woman named Crimson Cure. She's doing wonderful things in the YouTube streets. And we're going to get into the weeds. Now, what? Get into the weeds. Now, what Eboni K. Williams really is talking about when in terms of she selected men is that she only wants a certain type of man. Yes, she's conceding the point that, yes, women's value goes down, and she's conceding the point that, yes, women in college need to search for men while they're there. But she wants these women to search for the top 1%. She don't want those college graduates. She don't want those college graduates who went to a trade school. She doesn't want those college graduates that got an associate's degree. She doesn't want those college graduates that have gone through STEM. She doesn't want those college graduates who have done the dangerous, the dirty, and the jobs that need to be done in order to keep society going forward. She doesn't want those guys. She wants the guys who are graduating with the law degrees, with the doctorate, with the MCATs, who are on the road to make a white-collar, six-figure salary. Those are the guys she wants, so she can brag to her friends. Oh, I'm with a doctor. Oh, I'm with the chief of surgery. Oh, I'm with a senior partner at a firm. Oh, I'm with a senior vice president. Those are the ones that she wants black women to get into comeuppance with. And of course they have to have the rule of sixes now. Which leaves you with what? I'll tell you what. 1% of gentlemen out there. Actually, it's under 1%. It's about 0 point something. 0.0007. So basically, you're trying to find a unicorn.
Ain't happening.
That's what you're trying to do. But anyways, let us get to Crimson Cure. She is going to read Eboni K. Williams for what she is. And then we're going to have a final word here. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk live and direct here from the studio with my man King Onan. Thank you very much for coming in, King Onan. Special guest by special request by me. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. He's here all week. Let's go.
That chased your career, that chased your money, that chased this and chased that, and you thought that you was cute enough to delay marriage and children and relationships. You thought that your degree, you thought that your money, you thought that your career, you thought that the fact that you had a little piece of hair and a little light skin or whatever it is that you thought was an asset to you, you thought that would never go away, and that a man, some kind of idiot, some type of simp would always be right around the corner waiting on you to decide that you don't want to be in the street no more and you want to settle down. You thought that was what was going to happen. Little did you realize that the men that you wanted, the men that were in your financial tax bracket, the men that were in and around your profession, those men that had status, that had money, that you figured would be a come up and would make you look good to be with those men, that those men did not value any of the things that you quote unquote brought to the table. See, they don't want no woman that if they say what you bring to the table, she say, I am the table. No man that's worth the salt go in bread. And you know, but a little salt go in bread.
Oh!
Don't no man worth the salt go in bread. Won't no woman talking about she is the table. They don't like that. That is not valid.
How much do you hate that saying from women these days? How much do you hate that?
Absolute asinine arrogance. It's just so much. I am the table. I am this.
When we ask you what you bring to the table, you say, I am the table. It is the most vile, narcissistic, arrogant, stupefying,
self-centered answer.
Outrageous.
Yeah. It's too much.
The most unbelievable thing a woman can say in the modern world is that I am the table, when the table is usually constructed by who? You know who usually constructs tables? Men. Could you say that again for the
men? Mainly blue-collar men, carpenters.
The carpenters that...
Woodworkers.
Woodworkers? Mm-hmm. You mean the carpenters and woodworkers that Eboni K. Williams is so...
vehemently
hates? Yes.
Yes, is against? Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. Let's go.
Valuable to them. That is not something that they find to be attractive or to be feminine or to be any of those things. Because they understand the level of masculinity that you gotta have in order to climb certain corporate ladders and things of that nature. They understand what you had to do. So they don't want you. The very fact of the pursuit of your career and your degree in the aggressive manner that you pursued it is what disqualified you. That's what actually disqualified you. The fact that you pursued it to that degree and with that level of ferocity. Why was you doing that? These men do not like that. They don't value it. They see nothing in it that is attractive to them.
So by that line of argument, by extension of that line of argument, who are they speaking to, do you think? Could it be they're speaking to the subject of tonight's show?
Eboni K. Williams and her followers and the mentality?
Yeah, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I would say Eboni K. Williams in particular. Yes. Yeah. Men don't like masculinity. They don't like aggression. They don't like... see, that's the thing. A lot of women who enter into the legal profession, and I can attest to this, they take on a lot of male traits. A very few, a good few, they shun it. So therefore, they can be a wife at home, and they could be a lawyer in the office. However, it's a fine line, and for the most part, you find in most of these professions, especially with women with college degrees, with professional degrees, the rate of divorce is so much higher than in the rest of female society. Yeah. I mean, if you look it up, women tend to be... women, the higher they go up the educational ladder, the higher chance of divorce. Because they have these sort of masculine traits, number one. And number two, they think that they're better than their male counterparts, especially if they out-earn them. Oh, they're terrible that way. Terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible people who think that men are beneath them and they treat them like garbage. And what happens? They usually break up. And what happened to Eboni K. Williams? Remember what happened to her? Why? Because she was what?
A bad wife.
She was a terrible individual. She said it herself. What did she have? A higher earning professional degree.
For all of that degree talk, women like me pull them kind of men every day. For all that degree talk, women like me, the lionesses, we pull men like that all the time.
Tell us why.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell us why.
Inquiring minds want to know.
See, unlike y'all, hyenas in the boneyard, we actually have the value that doesn't depreciate. See, your looks depreciate. Your ability to reproduce depreciates over time.
Did we just talk about that?
That's just the biological reality.
The 3 pillars?
Our prime fertile years is anywhere from like our teens into our 20s, possibly our early 30s, and then that starts dwindling down. What you haven't understood is that for women, for the lioness, that's the only thing that depreciate about us. The only thing that depreciate over time is the thing we can't help. That's biology. It's time. We can't help getting older. Can't help that. And can't help that as we get older, you just not the same fertility-wise, reproductive-wise at 42 than you was at 22. It's not the same. We know that. But that's the only thing that goes down. What we biologically cannot control. The rest of what we are actually goes up.
Do tell.
Our femininity, our womanhood, our level of support, our level of submissiveness, our mindset, that wifely value, that personal market value, our reputation that we'd have built all these years, all of those things actually increase the value. It increases it.
Now, guess in what guise does a woman increase her value? Guess. I talked about this on Talk Live. Richard, what do you think?
Women increase their value?
Where do women increase their value over time?
Intelligence?
Yeah, there's a burst of experience and intelligence that comes with. There's wisdom that comes with that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure. But there's one thing that increases a woman's value automatically.
Friendliness, cheerfulness, happiness. Those are a couple of things.
Those are a couple of things, but there's one more important thing. One in which a woman truly excels. I'll give you one more guess. One in which a woman truly excels, and she's better than a man in this department. What do you think it is?
Well, explain to me, bro.
Being the matriarch of the family. Women increase their value the more she provides to a family, the more she brings to a family through her children, the more she bonds them together. As a matriarch.
As a matriarch.
As a matriarch.
And supports the patriarch.
And subverts the patriarch. You see, here's the thing. What brings women more joy? The office or the family? The family. Where is her reputation built and grows as she goes older? To the family. Because women are the ones who bring people together in a family. I will give full credit to my mother. She is the one who brings both sides, my mother and my father's side, together.
And hold it together.
And bonds it.
Yes.
Not my dad. That'll be my mother. So for women to think that their value increases by being single, you're dead wrong. You are always a depreciating asset that way. You're always replaceable. You know what's not replaceable? I'll tell you what's not replaceable. Mothers and grandmothers in the family. That's what are not replaceable. They're irreplaceable. They'll always be protected. They'll always be nurtured. They'll always be number one in a man's eyes. That'll never change. Ever. But modern women don't get that. They want it so that their body count and their careers should bring them the most joy. And that's altogether fine. If you want to do that, so be it. It's a free, loving country, but I'll tell you one thing. Women are more revered and remembered as being matriarchs of families, as being mothers and grandmothers to the next generation. And that's been the same for time immemorial. And that will never change. Because you know who co-signs on that? Guess who co-signs on that? Men. Men do. We'll co-sign on that all day.
See that? See what I'm doing there? The signature.
We'll sign off on that all day long. And 2 weeks to Sunday. Lead the family, women. Because you bring value to it all day long.
24/7, 365.
But the moment you try to compete men in areas that we have been pretty much the dog's bollocks in for time immemorial, guess what? You'll have your time, you'll have your peak. Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Long term, it doesn't work for you.
A long time, it doesn't work for you because at the end of the day, your value decreases over time. That's the long and short of it. Eboni K, please continue.
That value don't go down. In point of fact, it go up. The older you get as a lioness, You should actually be more adept at supporting and being a wife, not less, more. It's the stark difference between a hyena and a lioness. I'm sorry. I'm about to talk my stuff a little bit. I'm about to pop my hijab a little bit. You feel me? I'm about to pop my hijab just a little bit. The fact that I'm a lioness is why I was able to do twice what Ebony can't do once.
Speak your truth, baby.
It's why the lioness can do that. At this stage in the game, in 2023, I am rare. Lionesses are rare.
It's true. Absolutely true. True. Absolutely true. Can't even change that.
So yeah, I'm about to pop my collar a little bit. It is what it is.
Let me move on a little bit.
The main point of eligibility.
We move forward in the
as the main factor
show here
of eligibility as a husband and as a man, he needed to be college educated. No, he don't. No, he don't. Because the jobs that make the money that's open to men is not open to you. On paper it is, because employers cannot discriminate based on sex and gender and blah, 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 blah.
Here's the point.
Technically, on the books, you could go and do it, but you're not going to go and do it. The professions that women have to go in that make six figures and all that type of stuff, you got to go to school to get that. You got to go to school to get that. If you're not savvy, men don't have to go to school to make that money. They don't have to go and get no masters to make that money. Because the type of labor and the type of jobs that men are going to do that women are simply not going to do, he don't need no degree to go in the ground and work on the sewer. He don't need no degree for that.
They're dirty.
He don't need no degree to climb the line to fix the electricity. He don't need no degree for that.
They're dangerous.
He don't gotta go get a master's to own a HVAC company. He ain't gotta do all that. He don't need a master's degree to be on the construction site. Y'all are on the construction site holding that sign. He's on the construction site actually doing the work. Y'all won't even so much as be garbage men. Y'all won't even so much as do that. You don't want that job. To be stinking and filthy from head to toe. He don't need...
No, she don't. She remember, she wants the owner of the garbage company, doesn't she?
No, the owner of the bus.
No, but
really, you're right. The owner of the garbage company.
The owner
Not the garbage man.
She doesn't want the garbage man.
But the guy who owns the company.
The guy who owns the company.
Hires the people.
The hires the people.
Pick up the garbage.
Exactly. The one who sits in the office.
Right. See, elitism.
See, we're exposing Eboni K for what she is. An elitist. She may have the right talking points, she may be saying the right things, and she's hit the wall. Obviously, yes. However, she's speaking from an elitist mindset. And this is what the Crimson Cure is exposing. I let her continue.
No master's degree to get a CDL and be the owner operator of a fleet of trucks. He don't need that. He gonna make his $150,000, $250,000 a year, ma'am. He don't gotta go and get no masters for that.
My dad didn't have to do that.
And look what he built.
Really?
2 kids. Great kids, educated. Great family. Pillar in his community. Respected business owner. Respected man in his community.
All for a man.
Grandfather of two of great kids too.
Yeah.
Who are doing things in life.
Yeah.
A man who was a blue collar worker.
And a man who could barely read and write himself.
But had enough intelligence and perseverance to make something of himself. And Eboni K. Williams, that's not enough for you?
What? No. What's happened to Eboni K. Williams? What happened to her?
Tell me.
What happened to Eboni K. Williams? She's gone through 5 rounds of IVF. She's been through a divorce. And now she's hit the ball.
So she's still disqualifying the blue collar man that didn't go to college to get what he got. She's still doing it. And she's still trying to make it the men's fault, quote unquote, that the women can't find the men by saying that the men are not there and that they are not eligible because they are not college educated. So you still up here lying. That's why she's not going to get no cookie. That's why I'm not giving no cookie, because she's still up here lying.
And remember, that does not include the men in the friend zone, the 3 men that she would automatically eliminate because she doesn't want to date them because they're not tall enough, not rich enough, not well endowed enough, and...
Here's a fun fact for you.
Yes.
Cosby Show. All-time Cosby Show.
Yes.
Dr. Huxtable, his wife. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Originally, they were written as blue-collar workers. Did you know that?
Did they?
They were.
But why did they change
They
their...
changed it, the narrative, because they wanted to show a black family with the doctor. And,
With a bit of affluence on them.
But they were actually originally supposed to be blue-collar.
Really?
Raising a family of children who were doing things with their lives.
I see. So what does that tell you? Maybe they should have a different copy. That's what she told me.
What it tells you is that some of these blue-collar men that you think are, have got it going on.
You think they're going to be listening to that? You think these ladies listen to this, if they listen at all? You think they listen to that?
Good dudes. Solid dudes. Put in a hard day's work. Probably work harder than the white collar jobs.
But where do you think they are right now to most of these women? In the friend zone.
If they're there.
If they're there at all. Remember, 80% of men women deem unattractive.
That's right.
Let me get to these super chats.
Let's move this here a little bit further. This girl is cooking. This girl is cooking with so much gas. Shout out to shout out to the Crimson Cure, not to Eboni K. Williams. Hell nah. No.
Which is also a half truth.
Well, let's get back.
What put women in that position, though?
Let's go back a little bit further.
Okay.
She's still cooking. She's still cooking. Thank you for joining me Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers with more to come. More moves to come.
We're actually going to go back to it.
Let me just move this a little further here. Quickly. There we go.
Let's go back.
Out-earn their women.
That we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today,
okay, we've heard this as well already earlier in the show, so we're just going to move it a little forward here.
Your money and your status didn't make you better than that man. If the man is a good man and he's marriage-minded and he treats you right and all this other type of stuff, what's the problem? What's your problem? What's the problem?
This is true. What's the problem, ladies?
Trying to figure out.
You trying to figure it out?
And your status didn't make you better than that man. If the man is a good man and he's marriage-minded and he treats you right and all this other type of stuff, what's the problem? What's your problem?
What is your problem? I had to repeat that. What is your problem with a good man who provides for you, who is able to protect, provide, procreate, and problem solve for you? What's better? That you earn more than a man and you have zero protection on the street, or you or you earn a little bit more than a man and he's in your life and he can protect, provide, procreate, and problem solve? What? I didn't hear you, ladies. What? You want to know what? You'd rather be alone? Okay.
Okay.
Remember, these streets out here ain't, hey.
They're rough. They're rough.
Okay.
Like sandpaper. They're rough.
Okay. They're rough like giraffe leg. They are rough like giraffe leg now.
My brother, you're going hard on them.
I am going hard on the bed on the ladies.
Hard. Very hard.
Very hard.
Like granite.
Trying to figure out what's the problem. Then she tried to flip it around. Well, would you? And she said, actually, yeah, I would. I would be with a bus driver. I would be with a bus driver. And Iyanla make more money than Ebony.
This is true.
By a long shot.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. She's true. Very, very true.
So how did the women get into that? Because they've been listening to women like you, Ebony. This is why you don't get a cookie from me. Because how long have you spread the misinformation to black women? How long have you spread the strong and independent mantra? How long have you spread the girl don't settle? How long have you said that? How long have you all gave black women this false hope that if they earn enough money, or if they get the right degree, or if they go to school for a certain amount of time, or they have a certain kind of career or whatever, or they live in a certain place, or they dress a certain way, or they drive a certain car, that automatically made them eligible, that they could use that instead of being feminine, that they could use their degree and their money to stand in for their womanhood and their femininity that was lacking and missing. That the men had to accept their educational or career or financial accolades and just do without their femininity and womanhood.
Let me stop it right there. My black women. In fact, all women. I'm speaking to you all. This is where college girls of a certain look, race, and demeanor have you be. They go to college and university to find a man. No matter what. Well, to a certain extent. No matter what his discipline, no matter what his social strata, no matter what his financial base is. You know why? Because there's a greater chance of you having generational wealth with that man. Regardless of his major, but really it's true to the fact that, you need to have a standard going forward to do it. But anyways. What all women in general, and black women in particular, need to work on is indeed what we called upon you earlier to do. And that is look for the men, any man, a good earning man, a man who is stable, forthright, and true, a loyal man who may or may not be a college graduate, but who is willing to protect and provide for you. Those are the men you need to be looking at. Those are them. And once you do that, the battle is nearly won. It's all about keeping the men. Be fit, be feminine, be friendly, be cooperative, be submissive. That's all you need. So you can go forward. But as black women said, and we've already shown it here on Talk Live, you don't need one, right? You don't need us. You don't need our protection. You don't need our provision. You don't need our procreation. You don't need our problem solving. You don't need them. And where does that leave you? Rich, where does that leave you? Tell me where that leaves you.
Between a rock and a hard place. It's really tough.
Or shall I say alone? In fact.
So now you don't
No, hold on. Sorry. I'd rather. You know what the growth industries are going forward into the 2030s? White wine, dog and cat food, and home delivery services. Because who's there to protect and provide for them these days?
Do you know what's a really big, we're having a problem with now?
What's that?
In Ontario?
Tell them.
We have a lack of construction workers. We have all these homes that need to be built, and we don't have enough construction workers.
Right.
So in the next 5-10 years, there's going to be a lot more blue-collar workers.
Really? Do you think women will fill those positions? I mean, they offer incentives all the time. They want them to, they're begging them to come in.
Yeah. Into those industries all the time.
Are they, though? I mean, they've been doing it in the past, I would say 20 or 30 years at least. Poquito. Okay.
get to push that strong and independent forever, and then come and drop a little nugget in there talking about, oh, well, if you want to do it, you should do it in college right after. Right. Ain't that what we said?
You did say that.
Ain't that what we said?
Kevin Salmon said that. He did. He did say that long ago.
That if you want to get married, you should do that young and not old.
What did Kevin say? From 19 to 25, 26, you're at your peak, your sexual market value peak. From 26, 27 to 35, you need to be aware and make sure that you have laser eyes towards having a family and building and getting pregnant at this time, because this is last chance saloon. Yeah. It's the danger zone. Yes. And then after 35, bonus points if you remember this. What does after 35 mean? That's right. Well, it's actually like this. Tumbleweeds start rolling by. That means it's no man's land. You're in no man's land.
See, the biological clock when you're young goes. You go older, goes dun dun dun. So before you hear that, you better make some serious life choices. That's a very critical one.
That's the 27 to 35-year-old age. Yes. Right. After 35, it's pretty much a wrap. It's a wrap. But anyways, sorry, I keep interrupting this lady, and this lady has so much jewels to find. Anyways, let's go.
Wait till you done been through all the men, or all the men done been through you.
Body count. Back up bodies. Go ahead, ladies.
Now all of a sudden, when you 99 years old, you want to try to get locked down by somebody. Then nobody wants you. And ain't nobody shaming you because you got old. We shaming you because you didn't have sense enough to do it when you was young.
Trust fund millionaires. Fresh and Fit, shout out to you. Men, we have to build our value. Women, you're given value. Off rip. You're at your sexual peak. You're at your hottest as when you're younger, especially during your college years. Those are the times that you should be finding a man, because that's when you're the most eligible. That's when you're most fertile. That's when you're at your best self. And as the years go on, especially after you hit 30, as my man already said, it goes dwindling down. So when you wasted all your money and you run through all your bodies and you say, oh, well, you know, because I was young and dumb and I was just living my truth and I just wanted my experiences, men don't care about that. Oh, yeah, we do care about that. Sorry about that. We do care about that. We care about that to a certain extent, that you will be devalued because of your experiences and the amount of experience you've had. The less experiences you have, the better a commodity, the better a person you are to us, whether you like it or not. You can be the nicest person on earth, but if you have 100 bodies on your roster, yeah. That's why women lie about body counts. You know? That's why women lie about body counts.
Most do.
Yeah, because they don't want men to know that. Oh, it's not your business about my body count. Oh, yeah, because you know that this value. That's the whole facts. Once you read the whole facts and you see all these bodies, you know who had their whole facts read recently? Brittany Renner did. And look what happened to her.
She wasn't it 3 in 24 hours or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. And guess what happened to her? She was, oh, we'll give you the child support, but I ain't marrying your ass. And what is she doing today? Being more of a hoe.
Empty.
And we're emptying out right now. We're going into the third hour. Stay with us. We're going to be finishing up things. Talk to you soon. Peace. Grab yourself a...
I need some water.
Grab, there's some in the fridge there.
Here?
Yeah, that's where I'm getting the water from.
Would you like one too?
Yeah, I'll give you that. All right. It's here. We're still live on YouTube on Talk Live. We're just having a water break. We're having a water break. Yes, indeed. And in case you need one. Anyway, let's go back. Let's get on this. Oh, yes. Back live on Talk Live. We are going into the final hour. We're just finishing up with Crimson Cure. Then we're just going to have a little wrap up. We're going to have a little checkup into hour number 3. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. More changes come, my people. More changes come. Look out for them. I ain't saying nothing. I'm not saying a thing. But changes are coming. They're coming big. They're coming fast. And you may not know about it, but they're coming. But anyway, back to it. Talk about Eboni K. Williams and the fact that she hit the wall. It's an acknowledgement. It is a announcement. It is a proclamation. She has hit the wall. She's telling younger ladies, you know what? You need to find your men while in college. Mm-hmm. And she's right. And she's absolutely correct. But again, she missed the boat. She's gone through 5 IVF treatments. They've never taken. She's divorced. And she's 40. Anyways, nonetheless. Back to it. We are with the Crimson Cure, just finishing up on the Eboni K. Williams tumult. And we'll be coming back with our own views in just a bit. So stay tuned. We're just going to finish up with Crimson Cure. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go!
Get it?
That's why. Ain't nobody shaming women for getting old. We shaming you for being too stupid to do this when you was young.
Trust fund babies.
Yeah. What's your problem?
Good question. What is the problem? Tell us.
She's about to
okay. Let's hear it.
Let's give her time.
Okay.
She's just
Get to the super chat.
Oh, she's getting to a super chat. Okay, let's we're gonna move forward. There we go. Just moving on a little bit further anyway, so.
Not the same woman. And it's hard now because you're not with a man that's been with you that whole time and can appreciate your flaws and imperfections.
Tough.
But the fact that you being judged more harshly than ever Because these men are looking at you and they're looking at an older woman. They don't know the younger Ebony. They only know the one they see in front of them. Not the same woman. And it's hard now because you're not with a man that's been with you that whole time and can appreciate your flaws and imperfections. But the fact that you're being judged more harshly than ever because these men are looking at you and they're looking at an older woman. They don't know the younger Ebony. They only know the one they see in front of them.
And that's a very, very important point. See, you decided that you wanted to go, a lot of ladies have decided that they wanted to go about it alone, and they didn't need a man, and they were strong and independent and a boss chick, right? So you couldn't grow older with that same man who would love, protect, nurture you, and die for you, if necessary, in order to protect you and provide for you. You're getting a lot of ladies running these streets saying, I want to be on the finish line for that man over there.
Right.
The one on the hill, the shining star on the hill, who says to all women, come to me, and I will give you an hour of my time. Not a lifetime, an hour of my time. Because they have such a huge amount of women they can deal with. They can't keep themselves together. So you know what they do? They make sure they pick the best, and all these other ladies they just play around with a little bit, have a little fun, a little recreational use only, and then that's what makes women hate men, and then they fall into these baby traps, and then once the baby traps happen, what do they want? They want the cleanup crew, and guess who makes up the cleanup crew? King Onan.
Those guys, those good guys.
The Sims.
Yep.
Not the Simpsons, the Sims.
Good guys, but they're Sims.
They're Sims.
But you see, those men have the pick of the litter because they have the most options. The guys who can pick through all the women and the women go, and fall over.
You mean the high volume men?
That's right. That's right. They have all the options.
Yeah, they're the 20%. Because 80% they don't see.
Right.
But the 20%
have all the options.
Have all the options. They can play around with all the ladies.
Remember, they're not picking you.
They can pick you if you're top tree stuff. Right. If you are fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. They're choosing you. But again, you have to fight for your place. Let that be perfectly clear. You're fighting for your place.
So when women say they don't have to compete, they actually do have to compete. Am I right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I've heard that they say, I don't have to compete. No.
You have to compete.
You do have to compete.
You have to compete. You being a candidate amongst other ladies, you're competing.
Yeah.
Although women don't like competition, that you're competing.
Especially for that 20%, you're gonna have to really compete.
You're gonna have to really compete. Yeah, you're gonna have to listen. It's like Chris Rock said. I mean, you gotta have the best titties. You gotta have the best pancakes. Simple. Right? You gotta be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and the best of that. You better make my man's food is ready. You better be on his timetable. You gotta make sure his kids are well trained and properly raised. You better make sure that you are in shape. So if he's bringing you to a governor's ball or to a senior partner meeting or to any sort of cotillion, that you are one of the best looking out there. That's what a high value man is looking for. That is why a lot of women don't qualify.
And the fact that you got the audacity to still be on your high horse about it. Tell them about the men in your past that saw a future with you, and you knew they saw a future with you, and you didn't want to do it. And it was for some frivolous, superficial reason. It wasn't even for a real reason.
Like the fact that she could not proclaim your profession to her girlfriends. That happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they can say, oh, here's my man, the body shop owner. He works with his hands. Can't bring him around your friends. He's just beneath you. Smacks of low-level slumming. They're not ones you can bring to your friends and say, here's my man, the auto body man. Here's my man, the construction worker. Here's my man, the electrician. Here's my man, the repairman. Here's my man, the long-distance trucker. Even though they're six-figure men, their names, their professions.
Foreman.
Here's my man, the foreman. They're just names you can't say in polite company.
Remember, isn't being a police officer and being a fireman blue-collar job? If I was mistaken.
Well, I wouldn't say they're blue-collar job necessarily. I mean, they're utility. I mean, they're emergency services.
I thought they get paid well and have good benefits.
Yeah, they do, but you're not the captain of industry, are you?
So those men are good, high-value men.
Not necessarily to
I
these.
know a woman who's very so fireman.
Yeah?
Two, actually. And they make very good money. And they have very good lives.
Yeah, but only a certain select few of women out there who will take a wife as a fireman. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me say this. There may be a bit of cachet to a fireman. I'm talking about the ones who works in the sewer.
Ooh.
I'm talking about the ones who work at the construction site.
Or electrician.
I'm talking about the electrician. I'm talking about the long distance runner. I'm not talking about the plumber. I'm talking about the HVAC repairman. I'm talking about the landscaper. I'm talking about the contractor. I'm talking about these sort of men. These are the men who I'm talking about. These are the men who are not presentable in polite society. These are the men who Eboni K. Williams detests.
At least their profession. Yes. And that in itself is kind of asinine.
If she detests their profession, she detests the men.
No, didn't she say she's from North Carolina?
She did.
So if you go back in her family tree, in her history, they were probably sharecroppers.
But remember, she came from a single mother.
But they were probably sharecroppers. Because I know from being in North Carolina before, they have a lot of sharecropping. They do a lot of that stuff there. So she probably has it in her family.
Well, she want to forget that.
Mm.
She don't want to remember that.
She don't remember what she came from.
She don't want to remember that.
Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to point that out. But
she don't want to go back to the Southern generation. She don't want to go back to the baby boom generation. She don't want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Gen X and above because, I need a modern man because I'm a modern woman. And I have modern needs and I have modern profession that needs modern, desires.
But if we take it back to her family history...
Oh, she don't want you to talk about that.
No. Because those jobs are all blue-collar and low-paying.
Oh, no, I know that.
Right?
It's a new dawn, new day.
Okay. Because she's got her...
Because she was raised by a strong queen of a single mother.
And she got her degrees, so now she's on some upper echelon.
Well, I didn't say it.
I did. Got it.
You're in trouble now.
No.
And now you regret it. Tell them about the regret.
Don't talk about regret. Regret?
Tell them they're going to regret it. If they do not prioritize family, if they do not prioritize marriage, if they do not prioritize these things over and above a career, why? Because it will not benefit them in the long run. It don't fulfill you. She's still unfulfilled. Y'all young women need to ask why. Y'all young women need to ask why. Why is Eboni K, with all her money and this and that and her seeming success, Why is she unfulfilled?
And why does she have a low-level contempt for men of blue collar? If you ever go into the Crimson Cure's next show, I can't do it today. But she has a reason for it, and it's very, very funny. Why she has a low level of contempt for blue collar workers. I'll leave it to her to tell. But let me say this, it makes perfect sense. Absolutely perfect sense. And if you say it's for causal reasons, you're halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
If your degree's supposed to do it, and your money's supposed to do it, and your career's supposed to do it, then why isn't it done? If all of these things are supposed to make you empowered and make you strong and make you fulfilled, and you're supposed to be all right, and you're supposed to be healed, and you're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, unto yourself, then why didn't it happen?
Why indeed?
If riding the carousel and doing what you wanted to do was fulfilling, why is she in the position that she's in? If all of that was fulfilling, why is Brittany Renner going everywhere she could possibly go, whining and crying about the men that don't take her seriously?
Why indeed is she going to the sperm bank on a regular basis? Looking for, what was she looking for? She said it earlier, so you don't know what she was looking for? At the sperm bank?
Black sperm.
Ah! Say it again.
Black sperm.
Ah! She was looking for black sperm.
Interesting.
And now, after 5 takes, look it up. 5 chances, 5 stabs at black sperm, still didn't take. This karma getting in your ass.
And the men that won't wife her. Because you made yourself into a whore. And now you mad that the world see you and regard you as a whore.
Eboni K, no! Eboni K. Williams a whore? Say it ain't so. Can you see Eboni K. Williams being a whore? You can't see Eboni K. Williams being a whore?
Not with the body count of Brittany Renner. But I wouldn't call it that. I might use another word.
I say nothing. I say nothing. I say absolutely nothing.
And you mad because men won't see you no differently. They certainly will not act with you any differently. They're going to treat you like the whore you presented yourself to be. If it was fulfilling, why aren't you happy?
If it's fulfilling, why aren't you happy?
Indeed, and we're going to end it right there with the Crimson Cure, and we're going to get into a quick, short discussion here at Talk Live. What a show. What an absolutely unbelievable show. A lot of home truths here. Not only did we see the beginning, let me get back to the main screen here. I'm sorry about that. Let me get back to the main screen. Let me get back to the full here. Not only did we see Eboni K. Williams for what she is and what she stood for. Not only see the heel turn, the about face, the 180, and her calling out Black Manosphere, Red Pill, TradCon, talking points. But what we also saw was the fact that through her words and through her deeds, there's a seedier side to her message. And a nasty underbelly that hides contempt and disdain for a certain segment of our community. One that she can't shake, and one that she can't get away from. Can't remove it, erase it. It is with her, and now she needs that same segment more than ever, because now she needs their sperm. Because she needs to get pregnant. What does she want? What does she want to get?
Black sperm.
What she wanted? What?
Black sperm.
What does she want?
Black sperm.
Oh, black sperm.
But couldn't get it.
Now, how the tables have turned. What do you think of Eboni K. Williams now that you hold her in help? I mean, listen to her and now listen. This is not the last we've heard of Eboni K. Williams. Let me say that. Let me get this out of here. This is not the last we've heard of Eboni K. Williams. Not the last. Definitely not the last we've heard of Eboni K. Williams. We will hear from her again in due course. But I want to know your take on the woman, the myth, the legend that is, well, I wouldn't say a legend. I would say a legend that is Eboni K. Williams. What is your take on her? Now you've heard her talking points. Now that you heard what she had to say. Now you've heard that, what she stood for. And now you've heard commentators' take on what she said as well. What do you think?
I can say hypocritical.
Hypocritical? Let me ask you a few questions then. Would you... She's 40 now.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen what she is. You see what she's about.
Mm-hmm.
You know where she's coming from. She does not pull any punches. Listen, you're a eligible bachelor. Meet up with Eboni K. Williams in a club. You know what she's about. Are you willing to take this woman in?
No.
Are you willing to sleep with this woman?
No.
Are you willing to have babies with this woman?
No.
Are you willing to marry this woman?
No.
Are you willing to give her a chance to prove herself?
No. She's given me all the ammunition of herself she needed to.
So would you consider her a high-value woman, sir, or one of low value?
Well, I would consider her a woman who really needs to reevaluate the value that she has of herself. That would be the answer. But for me, I don't consider her value that high in terms of what I would want in a mate or a partnership.
So you're saying she should be a little more humble, a little more...
I think she needs to humble herself.
A little more...
get more grounded.
A little more grounded.
Understand life. And I guarantee you, like I said, if you look in her immediate family history, where she had a grandfather or a father or any of those men in her family, they were not high-value men in terms of their income coming up.
Well, remember, she came from a single mother household, so we don't know what her father...
Right. I'm just saying, if you look back in your history...
No, I'm sure you'd find, yeah, exactly.
So, a lot of us, I think what we tend to do is we tend to disassociate ourselves from what we are to make ourselves feel better. And I think that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to disassociate herself from what she comes from to give herself some sort of elitism, to feel better about herself, and to put herself in some sort of category and echelon where she can look down on others and say, well, no, you're not this, not that, you're not my standard. But she has to ask herself, what standard are you equal to that should give you the right to validate anybody?
Exactly. So can someone co-sign for her high value right now?
Probably, but it ain't going to be me.
Probably?
Maybe.
Well, remember, high value woman is defined by fitness, femininity, friendliness, cooperation.
Fitness? She's got
fitness.
Femininity.
She's got fitness.
She's got that.
But even Coach Greg Adams at the earlier start said,
yeah.
That's dwindling.
Yeah, that's dwindling.
And we know of many women who...
That's dwindling.
Which is dwindling. But continue.
Friendliness? I don't know.
She doesn't appear friendly, does she?
No. So...
femininity? Well, she is feminine. I'll give you that. She does. I mean, good looking lady, so I ain't gonna front. Now, again, the final hurdle: cooperation and submissiveness. Can she do both?
She needs to work on those areas very, very, very strongly.
And now that she can't have babies on her own, and now that she can't have, she doesn't have her youth on her side because she's 40. She's self-confessed 40 years old. Is she of high value?
No. Not for a spouse or a wife or mother.
Because remember, the only way you're going to increase your value as a wife is through being a what? A wife and a mother. Right? Being a matriarch of a family. Right?
That's really where it is.
That's where it's at, right?
You can't be that.
That's the one thing that women can do to increase their value over age. Being a wife and a mother.
That takes your value to the stratosphere.
And it takes your value to the stratosphere because you are meaningful to a family, right? Mm-hmm. And that's where women thrive, in a family environment. Yes?
Amen.
Oh. We've known that from time immemorial. Mm-hmm. Who do men, including, but most importantly, black men, hold most dear? There. So, we've come to the end of the show with one real conclusion in that Eboni K. Williams, thank you very much for your mea culpa. Thank you very much for your confession and for your honesty and candor at this juncture of your life. But at the end of the day, it's too little too late. You've wasted your value on zaddies. You wasted your value on career. You wasted your value on your elitist mentality. And quite simply, it has backfired and smacked you in the face. Now, you're left to think, what could have been? So I'd like to thank my man, King Onan, for coming into the show. Thank you very much, King Onan. We had a few chats with some of the people who have come along. But he's not done. We'll be back tomorrow. And guess what we'll be discussing tomorrow? I'll tell you. We'll be discussing... we'll have a little chat about either... probably pretty much this, but we'll be chatting about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and their value to the black community in particular, in total, and black women in particular. And how Travis Kelce seemed to have sold out from black women. He was the next great white hope. He's supposed to elevate all black women from the depths of their despair in society. That was Travis Kelce's job, except Travis Kelce went home. He decided to himself, hey, you know that girl, Taylor Swift, who earns multi-millions of dollars and is one of the biggest stars on earth? Yeah, go with her. And black women are pissed about that. They're very pissed. So we'll be discussing that tomorrow night on Talk Live, so do stay tuned. I'd like to thank my man King Onan for showing up tonight. He'll be here all week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we are working on a few things here. And again, they are to the show's betterment and to your benefit for all our viewers. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll be back tomorrow night with another show. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're gonna try and get this man on as much as we can because again, he's a very, very busy man, and he will be here today, gone tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining me to Talk Live. Thank you very much, King Onan.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
here again.
He'll be here again all this week, and look forward to the shows. And I do appreciate you being here and Talk Live on IG.
Thank you.
And on YouTube. So we're going to get out of here. And if you talk, walk the walk. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So we say good night.
Good night.
from Toronto. And good night, Ebony. I hope you sleep.
Nice.
Oh, we forgot to sign off from YouTube, sir, so don't go anywhere. There he is. We are back tomorrow night on Talk Talk Live with another show, again, with the Travis Kelce controversy and how swirlers everywhere are so upset. Very upset at the fact that he went home.
He went home like E.T. He went home.
He went home.
He went home.
And swirlers are very, very upset. They're taking this as a huge
angry. Riots in the streets.
Well, I wouldn't say riots in the streets.
Pandemonium.
I would say riots on social media.
Online pandemonium.
Online pandemonium, yeah, exactly. That's good, but we'll be talking about that tomorrow night on Talk Talk Live, if not something else. So, thank you very much.